Hey, hello, and welcome to Pixels Plays Dragon Age Origins Part 1. In case you are, well, I don't know if anyone's tuning in yet, but I guess, I don't know, I guess anyone watching the archive, you're wondering what's going to happen to Final Fantasy VI. That's, as I mentioned, I'm putting that on hold, kind of. And hopefully not in the same way I put games on hold before. But I think this is more or less kind of officially put on hold because I think like other times I've kind of put a game on hold. I don't think I've ever like said that I put it on hold. Like, oh, I don't know. Like, at this point, like I don't have like any real notoriety. But if I did, it would probably be for starting JRPGs and not finishing them because it's like Chrono Cross. Then I had Dragon Age, not Dragon Age, Dragon Quest, um, 11. Then Tales of Vesperia. Um, to my credit, I've finished at least two JRPGs. Oh yeah, there's Persona 3, Fest, which I still haven't finished. Which I started and never finished. So I mean, it's like four JRPGs and like two. I'm like 50. I'm like 20 2080 maybe. Like I have a 20% chance of finishing a JRPG I start at this point. Whereas like Western RPGs, well, I did it kind of abandon Kingdoms of Amalur, so but that like yeah, I think most of the other ones I have completed on some one level or other, including getting platinum on Skyrim. So yeah, like so far I think I've only abandoned like one Western RPG. That I can think of offhand. But anyway, yeah. Um, but it's the first time I'm kind of publicly saying that I am not necessarily abandoning it. Like I'm addressing the issue for the first time and basically saying like, yeah, I'm going to more than likely return to it. Um, I think I found a pretty good stopping point, with getting the opera scene, and all of that. So yeah, if I really could, and I mean I technically can, I suppose I would go back and forth. Um, it's something like I consider, but like it's kind of a pain, at least on YouTube. Like on Twitch, if I were streaming exclusively on Twitch, I probably would switch games a lot more often because I don't have to worry about tags as much because like it automatically fills them out. Um, like I have been considering. Well, one thing I kind of considered is the possibility of like setting the YouTube stream to private and then basically um, using that as just a DVR, literally, and having like Twitch be the actual live exclusive thing. If I ever get a partnership that's kind of that may actually be kind of, at least I've heard that like Twitch has some things about like partners being exclusive. Um, Although I think Geek and Sundry, at least with Critical Role, when it was on Geek and Sundry, it was simulcast. So I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, but now that they're not on with Geek and Sundry anymore, it is a simulcast on YouTube, for better or worse. Um, but anyway, if anyone cares and is watching and wants to make a comment on it, I would appreciate your feedback. Um, I can always upload things to YouTube after the fact, but um, which isn't that difficult, but it is like it is an extra step. Although so is like making the video public, but like it's more immediate. Also, I have to wait for the transfer to happen. Um, and even then, I still have to like add the tags to it. Then, so I don't know. Like once I upload it, I would still have to add tags to it every time. Whereas like just doing a straight playthrough, um, like I have been doing, I just have the tags in place and I finish the playthrough, and then I switch to tags for the next thing. Um, Granted, I can just copy and paste, and that's what I have right now. Um, yeah, it's not too difficult. So, yeah, I don't know. Actually, I was gonna do kind of a little bit of a thing about save points. I might have to like reserve that for when I do continue Final Fantasy Six. I think I talked about save points a little bit, but yeah. Um, anyway, kind of hoping this game is. I think even with easy difficulty, there have been like difficulty spikes. Um, I'm gonna be playing easy difficulty because that's what I'm doing. Another thing I'm gonna be doing, which is gonna be kind of, I think, unique for like my playthroughs of CRPGs thus far, is I'm probably gonna be playing as a guy. um, Maybe because uh, you know, I mean, I think I mentioned before, lately I did. I'm pretty sure I mentioned during my Mass Effect playthrough that I am kind of non-binary. I don't know. Like, I'm not really so much confused about my gender identity as much as I'm confused by all the different labels. Um, what I can say for sure is that I present as male. I was born male. I present as male, and I prefer male masculine pronouns because that's it's just what I'm used to, and it's less confusing for for all concerned. Um, Generally speaking, I express my feminine, I guess, like my feminine gender aspects of my identity, and heck, even my feminine aspects of my gender tend to be kind of more masculine in a way because, like, I mean, they're freaking warriors, um, and such. So, but yeah. Anyway, without the thing is that there's a romance I want to pursue, and you might be able to guess what it is. Um, that I think I can only pursue as a male character, at least not without the use of mods. Um, that's kind of what it boils down to. Also, I'm generally less attached, at least in this case, to playing as a female character. Like in Mass Effect, like it's fully voice acted, so I'm kind of attached to like I'm actually kind of attached to Liara as as a romance option for one. As much as I would be interested in pursuing the other romance options. Um, uh, Maybe one day I will do like a male Shep playthrough of Mass Effect trilogy. Like I'm kind of interested in replaying it, like kind of already, but um, I don't know. It may have to be like next year. Like I could do N7 Day, but then I'm already planning on potentially doing Andromeda for N7. Um, so or starting N7 Day, which is November 7th. So look forward to that maybe. Um, Play would be considered to be like the worst Mass Effect game. Um, Although it had the worst launch. Really, it's not that bad. Um, it's hard to say how I measured it against like Mass Effect 3. Like I had to I had to replay it, which is what I will do. Um, but anyway, yeah, I'm gonna probably. I could. There's a mod I could use to open up the option, but I'm actually I don't think it would be quite as necessarily as bad as um like FemShep, because there's no real voice acting from the main character, so you don't have to worry about that being like just absent um as much. But I don't know. It just also I have a mod that adds more stuff to Morgan, and I'm afraid there might be a conflict between the mod that adds stuff to or restores, I guess, like deleted content or something from Morgan. Um, that might conflict with the mod that like enables her as a romance option for a female player character. So every time I don't know. I think I played this game a few times. I'm not sure if I've ever played it as a male main character. It also like doesn't make a lot of difference. I don't know. Whatever. I'm playing as a male character. That's kind of it. I don't know what kind of character. I'm thinking maybe an aristocrat of some kind, um, aristocrat background or something. We'll see. Like we'll see what the available options are. Um, also, kind of wanted to play a rogue, but I don't know if that allows. You could be a rogue aristocrat, which I mean would frankly would make me Robin Hood. So a Robin Hood of sorts. Um, I mean, it could kind of work from that standpoint. I don't know. Let's actually play the game. I may have to adjust some settings. Um, but upgrading your game edition, new save files going forward may not be compatible with the version you already own. Remember not converting your existing save files just in case. Okay. I don't. Yes. Hopefully, I get to like do some sort of like weird widescreen patch for this thing. I don't think I would because this is a bit more of a modern game. Well, that's Do I need a widescreen patch? Difficulty normal, easy. Pause assistance. Pause start of combat. Video. There you go. There we go. Well, I mean, I figured. I don't have any save files anyway. Okay. We're gonna do Dragon Age Origins. It's interesting. I don't have any of it. Oh, I might have to. It'd probably be an Undertale level content for the other stuff. So is the Golden City blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world. Canticle of Phrenodies 8:13.
The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. Seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Head back on your select will determine which of the 6 distinct opening stories you play through. That's affect how characters respond to you throughout the game. And play as a women from Roland are generally regarded as equal both genders or equally represented in most organizations, noble houses, and military forces. So, got human, which will probably be human. Most interested yet the most divided of all the races. Only 4 times have they ever united under a single cause. The last being centuries ago. Religion and chanting actually play a large part in human society. It distinguishes them culturally. Is them culturally from elves and dwarves more than anything else. Humans can be warriors, rogues, or mages. Okay, so that'll be an elf. Once enslaved by humans, most elves have all but lost their culture, scrounging and impoverished, living in the slums of human cities. Only the nomadic Dalish tribes still cling to their traditions, living by the bow and the rule of their old gods as they roam the ancient forest, welcome nowhere else. Elves can be warriors, rogues, or mages. Dwarf. Ritually bound by caste and tradition, the dwarves have been waging a losing war for generations, trying to protect the last stronghold of their once vast underground empire from the Darkspawn. Dwarves are very tough and have high resistance to all forms of magic, thus preventing them from becoming mages. Rogues. Rogues are skilled adventurers who come from all walks of life. All rogues possess some skill in picking locks and spotting traps, making them valuable assets to any party. Tactically, they are not ideal frontline fighters, but if rogues can circle around behind their target, they can backstab for its devastating effect. Rogue specializations are ranger, bard, duelist, and assassin. So as a Elvish rogue, we can get Dalish elf or city elf. So I think I played both backgrounds. Probably I think I played all like a lot of different backgrounds, but rogue. Okay, a rogue can play human noble as a rogue. As a mage, recruiting magi. Think that yeah, you're basically if you're any magic user, you're going to be a magi. So a willing a power is dangerous as its opponent. You know that magic is a curse for those lacking the will to control it. You anxiously wait your harrowing, the one chance to prove yourself against the demons lurking within, without and within. Succeed or be slaughtered by the knights who ward against your kind. So, as a warrior, you can either be Dalish elf, city elf, or a human noble. Warrior or rogue, you play as a human noble. As a dwarf, you can be a commoner or noble. So I guess as a human, like, you can only be a noble. That's interesting. Born with wealth and power second only to royalty, you find your training in both diplomacy and battle put to the test as your brother leads the bulk of your family's forces to war in the south. The other thing is I'm not sure about like not being a frontline fighter. I kind of like being frontline, but I also like being able to disable traps and pick locks. It really bothers me, like especially early in the game when you don't have a rogue with you in your party. Before you can like recruit an actual rogue to do these things for you. Like having treasure chests and traps, and such that I can't deal with, is a little annoying. But at the same time, I kind of like, maybe even more so in a game like this. Like in a game like Skyrim, I can sort of, you can do whatever the hell you want. Like you could mix and match anything. I think I've experienced all of the backgrounds to one extent or other. I don't know if I've ever like played through all the backgrounds completely. So there's much difference between being a rogue and being a fighter, like story-wise. And the thing is that like really at the end of the day, like being able to open chests, like lock chests is only going to help me so much. like even early on in the game, like. I just gotta clear my inventory. Like I'm a pack rat as it is. um. So I'm just gonna have to put up with the minor irritation of not being able to unlock every chest. Um, versus playing the way I kind of prefer as a fighter. Also, diplomacy is kind of cool. World of power, second only to royalty. Find your training both diplomacy and battle put to test as your brother leads welcome from family forces to war in the south. I guess that, yeah, that's. I'm not sure if I've ever actually played a rogue before, though. So this could be like a unique experience, too. I think I can switch control between different characters, so if I don't like the way that my main character plays, I can just switch to somebody else. Maybe. Because maybe it's something I can do.
Greetings.
Oh, like the. I think like the default is like kind of the closest looking to me. um, just dial the complexion all the way back. No, I need paler. I mean, if I could actually grow a beard, this would be like where I go. I have no idea like how. I think my nose isn't quite like that. I think my nose is a bit shorter than that. Hard to tell what the eye color is. It's probably like roughly close to mine. I have kind of like something between green and blue. depending on the way the light catches it. How to tell if the ice size is right? Looking at myself in the camera, like I can barely make out any detail because of the way that the lighting just. Also, yeah, the green screen just a little wild, even at low resolution. It's kind of putting holes in my head. Or I think just moving my hair around seems to fix it somehow. I don't know if I have an overbite or an underbite. I think maybe an overbite. I think it's overbite. Just like I'm not quite sure if that's severe. Yeah, it's a little. My face is maybe a little more round. I think my overall head is not is more short than this. I don't think there's a way to adjust that. Yeah, that's kind of weird. There's no like just head settings. Like overall head setting. My that actually just adjusting the chin seems to make my face look not quite as tall. Not sure what the ears. Like I really might just leave them at default. Is there like a red background I can... Any of the background's red? Hmm. Kind of smug expression, maybe. Wish I could change like the look of the eyebrows. Oh, like the default name. Oh, no, is there like a random? Like Aiden does sound kind of cool, but I'm not sure. Hmm. Let's just go to a fantasy name generator until we get something that. Um. Um. Look at like the different names. Um. Like guardian names, haha names, heroic horse names. Um. Killer names. Um. Mad scientist names, mecha names, medieval names. There we go. That might be good. Um. Viscount John Conbro. Um. Earl Drew. Um. Um. Sir Teodric. Topher. Robion. Harding. These all like sound like this like last names really. Renfrey Artis. Fairy Tale name generators. Chronicles of Narnia name generator. There's like a Dragon Age name generator. There's actually Mass Effect name generator. Let's use a Dungeons and Dragons name generator, maybe. If there's one for humans. There you go. Blonde. Kirsten, Sibid. Just looking, something that like just feels like a good name. Zeo. Eon. Drigraph. Morhu. Rajak. Ozof. Bamar. Chio. The heck is the Zadas. Zarnaz. Asan. Stubble. Sigram. Goff. This Goff. Goff Wooden Eyes. Stren? Wordier? Freldom? Freldom and Ferelden. I don't know. Badgom. Erdan. Stuff. Aldor. Vin. I don't know, Vin sounds kind of... I mean, like, the last character was named Zandra, so let's just, like, go straight with... Are we gonna go with Vin or Xander? Just keep things on theme. Like the long lost descendant of Zandra is Xander. Or just go with Vin. For Vin Diesel. Elsildir. Elsildir? Well, Sildur sounds kind of. Let's go with Sildur. Sildur Castland. Wish we could like make the border a little different or something, maybe. We have points to spend. Increase our cunning. Cunning determines how well a character learns and reasons. Most skills such as herbalism or combat tactics require a quick mind to master, and as an eye can more easily find weaknesses in enemy armor. Rogues benefit most from this statistic, as many class abilities and special attacks rely on subtlety or reading target, not raw strength. Might need Constitution. Although Dexterity probably would be good too, actually. Magic. For mage sensitive, increases the character's spell power. Score which determines the potency of all spells. Magic also determines how effective potions, pulses, or salves are for all cases. You know it's critical for rogues. I can't actually like decrease magic below or anything below what it starts as, so I can't like actually. I just have power resistance character's determination, mental fortitude, high will power cast more spells, deeper mana pool, whereas the rogue's willpower grants more stamina and combat technique, and special attacks. Health and resilience. High Constitution directly increases the amount of damage a character can take before falling on the battlefield. Just because I don't want to be too squishy. I mean, I'm not sure if, in case things get hairy. Coercion. I can only spend like one. Oh, this is like maybe raw skills. Poison making, trap making. I care actually making traps. I care about starting traps. Stealing. I probably a good coercion for this particular, I guess. It'd be different types of skills, I guess, maybe. Yep, okay. And talents, okay. So, dirty fighting. Blood belt. Stealth. Deft hands. Gives me a plus to perhaps. the weapon. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna play on easy.
For generations, your family, the Kuzlans, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Kuzlan's banner in service to the crown, not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial Darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the Darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True. But we both had less grey in our hair then. And we fought Orlesians, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Pup, I didn't see you there. Hal, you remember my son?
I see he's grown into a fine young man. Pleased to see you again, lad.
It was Tim Curry, I'm pretty sure. Okay.
My daughter Delilah asked after you. Perhaps I should bring her next time.
Delilah is quite a bit younger than I am. No interest in it. In arranged marriage.
Good. She's talked about you ever since she saw you at a fair in Denerim. I think you have an admirer, young man.
At any rate, Pup, I summoned you for a reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle.
So what's involved with such a task?
Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away. Yes. There's also someone you must meet. Please, show Duncan in.
It is an honor to be a guest within your hall, Tyrn Kuzland.
Your lordship, you didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
The Order of
They
Great
are the
Warriors.
heroes of legend, who ended the Blights and saved us all. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow Wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmer.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your son is also an excellent candidate.
Honor though that might be, this is one of my sons we're talking about.
Is there a reason I shouldn't join them?
You did just finish saying that Grey Wardens are heroes, old friend.
I've not so many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone?
Of course.
In the meantime, find Fergus, and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
Where is Fergus?
Upstairs in his chambers, no doubt. Spending some last moments with his wife and my grandson. Be a good lad and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
Head review. When paused, you can issue orders to your characters by click on your desired destination. I can also just...
I shall do it.
There you are. Your mother told me the Terran had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Hello to you too, Sir Gilmore.
Pardon my manners, my lord. It's simply that I've been looking all over the castle for you. I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again, and is threatening to leave. Your mother disagrees. She insists you collect the dog, and quickly. You know these Mabari hounds. They listen only to their master. Anyone else risks having an arm bitten off. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we? Your mother was quite specific. Unless the castle is under attack, you get that dog before doing anything else. Her words, not mine. Before we go, my lord, might I beg a question? I've heard from several people that a Grey Warden is here. Is that true?
Yeah, Duncan, I met him.
Is it also true that this Grey Warden was asking after me?
He intends to test you for
Maker's
recruitment.
breath. Are you certain? Can you imagine me, a Grey Warden? It would be everything I've dreamed of. Of course, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Pardon my outburst.
Good evening, my lord. Very well.
I think I might be on the right track if we're in the dining area. Okay, maybe not. There's no other rooms.
And my dear Bryce bought this back from Orlais last year. The Marquis who gave it to him was drunk, I understand, and mistook Bryce for the king. Ah, here is my son, along with Sir Gilmore. Tell me, Sir Gilmore, has my pup collared that dog yet?
Not just yet, your ladyship.
Darling, do take care of that. That malodorous hound of yours is an excellent protector, but he drives Nan to distraction.
Father sent me to talk to Fergus.
I'm not asking you to travel to the moon. The kitchen is just around the corner. Sir Gilmore, see that it gets done.
As your ladyship commands.
Good. With any luck, I'll be able to feed my guests before the end of next week. Darling, you remember Lady Landra?
I think we last met at your mother's spring salon.
Weren't you drunk?
I'm so proud of my pup's mastery of tact and diplomacy.
Well, it was a lovely salon, from what little I remember.
Which wouldn't be much, considering we had to pour you into the carriage afterwards.
You remember my son, Dyron. He's riding with your father tomorrow.
It's good to see you again, my lord.
And this is my lady-in-waiting, Iona. Do say something, dear.
It is a great honor, my lord. I have heard many wonderful things about you.
Don't look now, Eleanor. But I believe the girl has a crush on your lad.
Lady Landra!
Hush, Landra. You'll turn the poor thing scarlet.
Megan.
Go to the kitchen and deal with your hound.
I think perhaps I shall rest now, my dear. Dyron, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Good evening, your lordship. Sir Gilmore.
We'd best get to the kitchens before Nan decides to up and leave, don't you think? You know what your
Okay.
mother would say.
Okay.
Good evening, my lord. It is begun.
Okay. I'm already picking locks. Apparently. Nothing's really collect here, just... Okay.
Hello, my dear boy. By chance, I am beginning to teach these young squires about your family's history.
Do we have to? History is boring.
Boys, you are referring to the Couslands, the very family in whose castle you live. Show some respect.
It's alright, it is
I see
boring.
you haven't changed. Perhaps it would benefit you to join our lesson.
What's the intended
Does that
point
mean we
path?
have to listen to you now?
Silence. I will not have you two becoming smart-mouthed hooligans. Perhaps you should go. I doubt they need any more distraction.
I should go.
I'm just going to settle in here and apparently just talk to myself for all the good I'm doing. Don't let myself want this one.
Good evening, my lord.
Trying to figure out where the heck the kitchen is.
As you say. Oh, my lord, we were just,
Taking a break?
well, the treasury's safe. I'm not even sure why the Terran stationed us here.
Don't worry about
We
safe.
appreciate that, my lord. Thank you.
Chantry, or whatever. Not the chantry, but...
Maker, prepare a place for us. Redeem our world from sin. Forgive our transgressions.
Maker, forgive us all!
Have you come to pray for your brother and father? I'd be happy to ask for the Maker's blessings with you.
I
Please,
appreciate that.
child, call me Malol. I've known you since you were a wee babe after all. Creator of the sky, the land, and the sea. Hear your people in our time of need.
They can watch over
Let
us.
no man have cause to fear the shadows. Let their souls be lifted upon your return. So let it be.
They can forgive us
There
all.
now. I'll be keeping a vigil tonight. You're welcome to come. There are many more who must receive the Maker's blessings before they leave. If you would excuse me.
Thank you.
It is the least I could do. If the worst comes to pass, child, take comfort in knowing that the Maker's will takes many forms. We shall talk once the soldiers have departed.
Okay, we've already been in here. He follows on the barking.
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder.
But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves, I swear it.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you. Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down.
You should be put down.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way.
Inventory included. To equip new items, you'll need to open the inventory screen. To do so now by clicking on the highlight icon and pressing it. Pressing I? Oh. Or pressing R, I think. To unequip, drag an item from its icon on the left side of the screen back into your inventory. Move your character's armor or clothing now. What? I need to get undressed now? Why? So drag items from your inventory into your character. It's a consumable item. Oh, sure, why? Yes, that's a human noble way.
Oh, look at that mess.
Get access
How did
to
we even get in here?
Warhound sooner. Are you trying to tell me something?
He does seem like he's trying to tell you something. Wait, did you hear that?
It's her name for the dog. You can't. Dog meat. There's giant rats. Okay. How do we start? There we go.
Make us break! Look at that one! Don't know what to do. And stay away! Giant rats? It's like the start of every bad adventure tale my grandfather used to tell. Your hound must have chased them in through their holes. Looks like he wasn't raiding the larder after all.
So it has to be nature grade.
Those were rats from the Kokari Wilds. Best not to tell Nan. She's upset enough as it is. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Isle's men.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt.
What? Rats? Not the large grey ones?
They'll rip you to shreds, they will!
See, now you've gone and scared the servants. I expect those filthy things are dead. I bet that dog led those rats into there to begin with. Oh, don't even start with the sad eyes. I'm immune to your so-called charms. Here then, take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Bloody dog. Thank you, my lord. Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing about.
I'd rather have a war cat than a war hand, whatever. Is there a mod that replaces replaces the war dog with a war cat?
So, you managed to solve Nan's dog issues? I'll take that as a yes. Good work, darling. Now you should say goodbye to Fergus before he leaves, don't you think? If he's not out with his men, probably upstairs with Oriana.
I should go.
I love you, my darling boy. You know that, don't you?
What brought this on?
You've grown up so fast. And now Bryce is leaving you in charge of the castle. I suppose there's no point in dwelling on it. Go do what you must then. I will see you soon.
Key required. Key required.
As you say.
Is there really going to be a war, Papa? Will you bring me back a sword?
That sword, Oren. And I'll get you the mightiest one I can find, I promise. I'll be back before you know it.
I wish victory was indeed so certain. My heart is disquiet.
Don't frighten the boy, love. I speak the truth. And here's my little brother to see me off. Now dry your eyes, love, and wish me well.
The Dark Smoke
He
and
is as
Hardburgers.
mortal as anyone, despite his refusal to believe.
Now, love, no need to be grim. Then the Arl's men are delayed. You'd think his men were all walking backwards. Well, I'd better get underway. So many Darkspawn to behead, so little time. Off we go then. I'll see you soon, my love.
I would hope, dear boy, that you plan to wait for us before taking your leave.
Be well, my son. I will pray for your safety every day you are gone.
Good shield would
Make
be
us
more useful.
sustain and preserve us all. Watch over our sons, husbands and fathers, and bring them safely back to us.
And bring us some ale and wenches while you're at it. For the men, of course.
Fergus, you would say this in front of your mother?
What's a wench? Is that what you pull on to get the bucket out of the well?
A wench is a woman that pours the ale in a tavern, Orin. Or a woman who drinks a lot of ale.
Bryce, maker's breath. I swear it's like living with a pack of small boys.
I'll miss you, mother dear. You'll take care of her brother, won't you?
Mother can handle herself, always has.
It's true. They should be sending her, not me. She would scold those Darkspawn back into the deep roads.
Well, I'm glad you find this so funny.
Enough, enough. Pup, you'll want to get an early night. You've much to do tomorrow.
Okay. Someone out there?
My lord, help me! The castle is under attack!
Oh yeah, there's someone behind you. Yeah, inventory. Could you please excuse me while I get my clothes on? House soldier. Spoilers.
Darling, I heard fighting outside and I feared the worst. Are you hurt? They never got through the door, thanks to you. A scream woke me up. There were men in the hall, so I barred the door. Did you see their shields? Those are Howl's men. Why would they attack us?
Well, he's voiced by Tim Curry. Of course he's the bad guy.
You don't think Howl's men were delayed? On purpose? That bastard. I'll cut his lying throat myself. Have you seen your father? He never came to bed. We must find him. I am no Orlesian wallflower. Give me a sword and I'll use it. Now let's go.
Leveling up. To gain a level, your character gains new abilities and improves statistic left. Click on the plus icon next to your character's portrait to level up. I have like 3 points. Okay. Survival. Realism. Combat tactics. I'm just gonna focus on coercion. Course level 4. Improved combat training.
What manner of fiend slaughters innocents? How is not even taking hostages? He means to kill all of us. Oh, poor fuckers. Let's go, I don't want to see this.
Oh, that's a lot of atmospheric ness. Oh.
Begun. I shall do it.
Landro. I'm so sorry. If she hadn't come to me, if she hadn't been here. Can you hear the fighting? Hal's men must be everywhere. The servants' passage leads out from the larder. But we must find your father first. The front gates. That's where your father must be. If Hal's men are inside, they must already control the castle. We must use the servants entering the larder to escape. Do you hear me? Then let us be
I hear you.
swift.
The castle has fallen! I'm getting out of here!
There'll be a carrot
Yes,
standing
my lord! Here they come!
Very well.
Really? Too busy exploring.
It has begun. As you say.
Oh yeah, so this is a dead end, so...
getting close to the treasury. The Kuzlan family blade lies inside. Here, darling, take my key. That blade cannot fall into Hao's hands. It should sever his treacherous head.
I shall do it. I shall do it.
Here we get everything.
We must get to the castle gates. That's surely where your father is.
I shall do it.
I don't know. Like, it doesn't seem to be that much different. It might be purely cosmetic. Although that seems to be worse? I don't know. I don't know. Whatever the heck that is.
It is begun. More enemies ahead.
Man the gates! Keep those bastards out as long as you can! Your ladyship, my lord, you're both alive. I was certain Hal's men had gotten through.
How that treacherous bastard.
When I realized what was happening, it was all I could do to shut the gates. But they won't keep Hal's men out long. If you've another way out of the castle, use it quickly. I've no idea. You don't think he's involved in this, do you?
Perhaps he was sent to kill Bryce? Oh dear. Have you seen him?
When I last saw the Terran, he'd been badly wounded. I urged him not to go, but he was determined to find you. He went towards the kitchen. I believe he thought to find you at the servants' exit in the larder.
Bless you, Sir Gilmore. Make her watch over you.
Make her watch over us all.
It shall be done.
here?
More enemies ahead.
The Trantry? How dare they invade this sacred place?
I shall do it. It is begun.
Okay, progress. We search for shinny dings.
As you said. Best be wary. As you say.
Look what he's done.
Okay, I think I'm done exploring.
Very well.
That's a lot of blood.
There, you both are. I was
Bryce!
wondering when you would get here.
Maker's blood, what's happening? You're bleeding.
Al's men found me first. Almost did me in right there.
Why is he doing this?
Get away with this. The king will...
Bryce, we must get you out of here.
I won't survive the standing, I think.
I'll simply have to drag you out.
If you're willing to leave pieces of me behind, bub.
Bryce, this is no time for jokes! Once Hal's men break through the gate, they will find us. We must go.
Someone must reach Burgess. Tell him what has happened.
I must have
Bryce,
been.
no. The servant's passage is right here. We can flee together, find you healing magic.
The castle is surrounded. I cannot make it.
I'm afraid the turn is correct. House men have not yet discovered this exit, but they surround the castle. Getting past will be difficult.
You are Duncan, then? The Grey Warden?
Yes, your ladyship. The turn and I tried to reach you sooner.
My younger son helped me get here. Maker be praised.
I am not surprised.
Are you going to help us?
Whatever is to be done now, it must be quick. They are coming.
Duncan, you are under no obligation to me, but I beg you, take my wife and son to safety.
I will, your lordship, but I fear I must ask for something in return.
Anything.
What is happening here pales in comparison to the evil now loose in this world. I came to your castle seeking a recruit. The Darkspawn threat demands that I leave with one.
I understand.
About Gilmore.
Truthfully, you were always my first choice. I will take the Tyrna and your son to Ostagar to tell Fergus and the king what happened. Then, your son joins the Grey Wardens.
So long as justice comes to Hal. I agree.
Then I offer you a place within the Grey Wardens. Fight with us. We must leave quickly then.
Bryce, are you sure?
Our son will not die of Hal's treachery. He will live and make his mark on the world.
Darling, go with Duncan. You have a better chance to escape without me.
Eleanor.
Hush, Bryce. I'll kill every bastard that comes through that door to buy them time. But I won't abandon you.
Will you sacrifice
Places
yourself?
with your father, at his side to death and beyond.
I'm so sorry it's come to this, my love.
We had a good life and did all we could. It's up to our children now.
Then go, pup. Warn your brother. You know that we love you both. You do us proud.
They've broken through the gates. We must go now.
Goodbye, darling.
will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korcari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Oh there, Duncan.
King Cailan. I didn't expect
a royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is he?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
No need, Duncan. You are Bryce's youngest, are you not? I don't think we've ever actually met.
Your Majesty, my name is Sildur.
Your brother has already arrived with High Ever's men, but we are still awaiting your father.
He's not coming. He died when our castle was taken.
Dead? What do you mean? Duncan, do you know anything about this?
Terran Cousland and his wife are dead, Your Majesty. Arl Howe has shown himself a traitor and overtaken High Ever Castle. Had we not escaped, he would have killed us and told you any story he wished.
I can scarcely believe it. Well, how could he think he could get away with such treachery? As soon as we are done here, I will turn my army north and bring Howe to justice. You have my word.
Thank you, Your
No
Majesty.
doubt you wish to see your brother. Unfortunately, he and his men are scouting in the wilds.
Maybe in danger.
We are all in danger, my friend. Nothing can be done until your brother returns, and that will not be until the battle is over. I apologize, but there's nothing more I can do. All I can suggest is that you vent your grief against the Darkspawn for the time being.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
You sound very confident.
Overconfident, some would say. Right, Duncan?
Your Majesty, I'm not certain the Blight can be ended quite as quickly as you might wish.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the Tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
You seem to take the Darkspawn very seriously.
True. Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
Well, he seems to regard the High Wardens highly.
Yet not enough to wait for reinforcements from the Grey Wardens of Orlais. He believes our legend alone makes him invulnerable. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can and look to Teyrn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
Help me unpoint me next first.
I agree. We have until nightfall to begin the ritual. Every recruit must go through a secret ritual we call the Joining in order to become a Grey Warden. The ritual is brief, but some preparation is required. We must begin soon. No, there are two other recruits here already. They have been waiting for us to arrive.
I need to find Fergus.
You heard what the king said. He is scouting in the wilds and beyond contact. Be patient. He will return.
Why is ritual so
Joining
secret?
is dangerous. I cannot speak more of it except to say that you will learn all in good time. Until then, you must trust that what is done is necessary.
What do you need me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Your hound can stay with me while I attend to some business. The Grey Warden tent is on the other side of this bridge. You will find us there should you need to.
What? What? The game's crashing already? It started to save. Hopefully it didn't corrupt the save. Rely on autosaves here. I was about to... Oh, great. I think it'd be an autosave after this. I don't know what kind of bugs could be. Like, literally, I didn't do anything. I literally did not do anything, so... Great. I literally didn't do anything and the game crashed. Like, I just went for a freaking cutscene. It would have been autosave like after this whole thing is done. Like literally just...
We must get out! They're slaughtering everyone!
With a hard save before...
Hal's men found me. I won't survive the standing, I think.
Once Hal's men break through the...
Someone must reach Burgess. Tell him.
I am not surprised.
I understand.
Talking about me?
You fought your way to me through Hal's men. I think the Maker's intention is clear. I will take the Tyrna and your son to us. Then I offer you a place within...
Hush, Bryce. I'll kill every bastard that comes through that door to buy them time. But I won't abandon you. Then live, darling. Become a Grey Warden and do what is right.
I'm just...
We will be traveling south.
A royal well...
No.
No need, Duncan. You are Bryce's youngest, are you not? I don't think we've ever actually met.
Even where my father is dead.
What do you mean? Duncan, do you know...
Terran Kuzla, had we not escaped, he would have...
I can scarcely believe it. As soon as we are done here, I will turn my army north. No doubt you wish to see your brother. Unfortunately, he and his men are scouting in the wilds. Not until the battle is over. I apologize, but there's nothing more I can do. All I can suggest is that you vent your grief against the Darkspawn for the time being. I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
Really, things
I'm
are
not
going so
even
well.
sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field. I must go
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay. The ritual is brief, but some preparation is required. We must begin soon. Feel free to explore. Your hound can stay with. The Grey Warden tent is on the other side of it.
There we go. Okay. I'll overwrite the save. Made a few different dialogue choices, but trying to save the game again. So this is Cow's Land? There's I need to actually like name it. Okay, I'm not sure how much longer I'll be playing because I have Critical Role coming up. Definitely be able to play a fair amount tomorrow.
The Tower of Ishal is off limits. The men stationed inside are securing it now. I think they used it once to watch for wilders coming out of the forest. By orders of Teyrn Loghain, the tower is being secured by his men to be used during battle. I'm told they discovered some lower chambers, and they don't know how far down they go.
Well, that's
so
a
for
low
now,
resolution
everyone's to
texture
stay
right
out.
there.
Goes back to the time of the Tevinter Imperium. Dwarven make. That's probably why it's still standing.
I should go.
Make a speed your steps.
Very well.
I thought we were getting like different options on the voices. Oh well. Doesn't matter a whole lot. Don't really have a lot of dialogue.
Hail, you must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought.
You found Alistair.
Here in this hour, good folk of Ferelden, and we contemplate the death that may await. Death is no failure, my friends. Should it find...
So, any last wishes I can help fulfill before you head into battle? Life is fleeting, you know. That pretty face could be decorating some darkspawn spear this time tomorrow. Shall I take that quiet glare as a no? Oh, well, too bad.
That course of action is inadvisable.
Tranquil, man. Or cancel. Okay.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
Okay.
One good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
You are a very strange man.
You're not the first to tell me that. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage.
Would it make your day worse? Hey, Matt, you must be Alistair.
And that makes you Duncan's new recruit, I suppose. Glad to meet you. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Sildir.
Right, that was the name. So I'm curious. Have you ever actually encountered Darkspawn before?
No, I haven't.
When I fought my first one, I wasn't prepared for how monstrous it was. I can't say I'm looking forward to encountering another. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
That argument aside, what was it about?
With the mage. The Circle is here at the King's request, and the Chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are, which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
You were a mage hunter.
Not that that's all Templars do, but yes, the Chantry raised me until Duncan recruited me 6 months ago. I'm sure the revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger, and the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech. Davith and Sir Jory are here in the camp. Have you met them?
No, I haven't.
Keep an eye out. Maybe we'll see one of them.
Let's go.
If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
I'm still kind of ironing out Isildur's personality. Party members and tactics. When you're not controlling them, party members act according to tactics you're set. So Alistair by clicking on him or his portrait. Okay, I'm going to go defaults. Archer. Scrapper. Scrapper is not even like the actual thing. Okay. And I can actually just play as them if I feel like playing as more of a tank or whatever.
Maker above, hear the prayers of your sons and daughters. We who betrayed your faith now.
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations. Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
I apologize, Duncan. I'll go collect who we're missing. This is Sir Jory, a knight from Redcliffe.
How do you do?
And this here is Davith, a fellow from Denerim.
That's me. I'm a fellow.
And this, of course, is the recruit that Duncan said he was bringing.
I think he's kind of polite, maybe. Isildur, pleased to meet you.
Now then, since you're all here, we can begin. You four will be heading into the Korcari Wilds to perform 2 tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of Darkspawn blood, 1 for each recruit.
At least he's like polite on the face of it. Like, it's probably like just airs of being noble. What's the second task?
There was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them. Alistair, I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can.
How do we find this archive?
It will be an overgrown ruin by now, but the sealed chest should remain intact. Alistair will guide you to the area you need to search.
But they're no longer there.
It's possible the scrolls may have been destroyed or even stolen, though the seal's magic should have protected them. Only a Grey Warden can break such a seal.
I don't understand. Why leave such things in a ruin if they're so valuable?
It was assumed that we would someday return. A great many things were assumed that have not held true.
What kind of scrolls are these?
Old treaties, if you're curious. Promises of support made to the Grey Wardens long ago. They were once considered only formalities. With so many having forgotten their commitments to us, I suspect it may be a good idea to have something to remind them with.
Find the archive and free Brothers of Blood, understood.
Watch over your charges, Alistair. Return quickly and safely.
We will.
Then may the Maker watch over your path. I will see you when you return.
I do still kind of wish that, the character voice acted, because it just, yeah. It kind of adds to the role playing in a way, especially in a game like this. I don't know. Much as I like to keep playing Critical Role Awaits, I'll really be playing this a lot more tomorrow though, so look forward to that. Yeah. Okay. Let's go for well, patrons, we're still patrons so far. Aaron McMahon, personal friend of the show. So you don't necessarily have to contribute as much as him. You can contribute as little as that per month, and it would be greatly appreciated. So, Patreon.com/PixelsPlays. Of course, there's also just a whole bunch of little things that you can do to take a few seconds of your time. It's really not much reason not to. Anyway, yeah. There's links in the description if you're on YouTube. Otherwise, you'll have to figure things. You have to like search for other related stuff, and links and such. Oh, and there's Yuki. She's wanting attention or something. My kitty. Anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time. Sayonara.